Well, good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us right here on K24 News Good. Let's begin by having a look at what is shaping news this afternoon.
Kuna watu wanatumia Panadol wakifikiri ni ugonjwa ya kutibu sukari. Mimi nataka kuomba kwamba baada ya wananchi kujisajili, ningeomba serikali iweze kuleta sanati karibu na wananchi.
Residents in rural areas resort to using painkillers as a way of reducing pain in critical illness due to lack of medical facilities in rural areas. Bill tabled in Parliament as an amendment to the current Sexual Offences Act that will be more punitive in curbing gender-based violence. Plus, farmers in the South Rift facing devastating losses as a massive invasion of Kwele birds ravages wheat and barley fields, threatening food security.
K24 News Cut begins right now. I'm Alan Owino. Our sign language interpreter for this session is Walter Asere. Now, residents in rural areas are turning to painkillers to manage pain from critical illnesses due to a lack of accessible medical facilities. Leaders revealed the dire situation during a medical camp in Chepsaita, urging urgent government intervention to improve healthcare access and save lives. Speaking at the camp, which saw thousands attend for screening, Health Principal Secretary Mary Mudhoni encouraged residents to register for the new Social Health Insurance Fund. She explained that SHIF, an enhanced version of NHIF, will provide equal and quality healthcare services across all facilities. Mudhoni also urged communities to embrace regular cancer and disease screenings to enhance early detection and treatment.
Kuna watu wanatumia Panadol wakifikiri ni ugonjwa ya kutibu sukari. Mimi nataka kuomba kwamba baada ya wananchi kujisajili, ningeomba serikali iweze kuleta sanati karibu na wananchi. Sheria iwekwe kwa wale watu ambaye wanakashifu mambo ya Taifa Care kwamba hawaelewi. Na mimi nataka kutoa onyo kwamba hao watu ambao wanapinga hii mambo ya Taifa Care ni wale watu wanajiweza. Kuna watu wengi hawajiwezi. Na vile tumeona leo hapa ni ushuhuda kamili kwamba wananchi wanafaa kutibiwa.
So many people in the communities who are actually unwell, but they do not know. So SHA again is emphasizing on screening, that the package that you get from SHA and the benefit that you get from SHA comes with screening. You do not have to wait until you're unwell so that you go to hospital. Please get checked, whether it is in terms of cancer and other diseases that may be embroiled in our communities. Seen faces in need, people who are in dire need, but they do not have that information. We are giving them that information today, and we'll continue doing that for the whole of this week. And this is not just in Chepsaita, we're doing it across the country.
The fight against sexual violence is set to intensify with a proposed amendment to the Sexual Offences Act, introducing harsher penalties to deter offenders. Speaking at Kereri Girls High School during the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, area women rep Doris Aburi announced the bill had passed its first reading, calling for a nationwide public awareness for effective enforcement. She condemned rising cases of defilement and abuse of persons with disabilities, calling for collective efforts to eliminate such crimes.
Kuwaomba vijana wakati huu ambapo tuna sherehe nyingi hapa na pale, wajikinge, afya yao ni muhimu. Mimi kama memba wa kamati ya seneti ya afya, ningependa kuwaelimisha watu wetu kuwa tupimwe ili tujue hali yetu, na wale wenzetu ambao wanatuzunguka wasiweze kuwaonyesha unyanyapaa wale ambao wamekushaugua virusi hivyo. Mwisho, la muhimu sana ni kuwaomba watu wetu wa Kisii hapa, Mkisii ni mtu mwenye bidii. Na tukipunguza mambo hayo nimezungumzia hasa migogoro ya kinyumbani, sisi wenyewe tunaweza kufanya biashara zetu hapa na pale. Tunaweza kuchangia katika uchumi wa taifa na Mkisii ataheshimika na makabila mengine yote hapa Kenya.
Niliambia watu wa location yangu hivi, wasichana, wafurana wasitoke kwa boma zao mpaka likizo ishe. Kwa vile wakitoka wataweza pelekwa waende pengine waende kufanyiwa hiyo kitendo mambo ya kukeketwa. Kwa hivyo hayo tuliamua na tukafunga. Sasa niliweka mikakati, watu wa nyumba 10, Grand Elders, community policing wanazunguka kila boma wajue huyu msichana leo amefungiwa kwa nyumba au wako nje anacheza na watu wengine.
Kenya's savings declined for the first time since 2009, with the main reason for reduced savings being financial constraints and loss of income. This is according to the 2024 Fian's Household Survey by the Central Bank of Kenya and other partners, which indicated that only 18.3% of Kenyans are financially healthy. Let's listen in on the same.
Did mention about what we have observed in terms of the traditional banking. When we compare it with mobile banking, we're able to see that the traditional banks, again, are reporting higher numbers than they were reporting in 2021. However, when it comes to the mobile banks, again, across all the demographic characteristics, we are seeing a slow decline in the mobile banking uptake, but the traditional bank is actually increasing along all those demographic characteristics that we've been able to interrogate by age group, by gender, and even by residence. Next slide, please. Then when it comes to the specific products, by insurance, when it comes to NHIF, when it comes to pension, as I mentioned earlier, we are seeing a decline in the insurance and also the NHIF.
Slightly down. But for the credits, it's gone high. But what kind of credits are people using? It's a short-term credit, as you can see. But of course, the bank credit is also going high. But it's a mobile credit that's driving it. So because it's the short-term, we're having people borrowing a lot. They're borrowing to pay for other loans or have so many loans, and that's what's leading to over-indebtedness. So how do we make the digital credit be more friendly, more longer term for people to benefit? Because it's what people are using for their investments, for their day-to-day living, so there's something in there that can work for Kenyans.
Elsewhere, trade facilitators in the Northern Corridor have decried the merging of several health concerns affecting truck drivers using their routes. Speaking during an opening ceremony of regional conference held in Nairobi, John Deng, the Executive Secretary for the Northern Corridor Transit and Transport Coordination Authority, called all the stakeholders to address the rising concerns.
Mobilize different stakeholders to focus on how to manage health-related issues as we engage in continuous business of transporting our cargo from the maritime port of Mombasa to the hinterland countries. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to highlight that we know that Northern Corridor is a multimodal mode of transport linking the maritime port of Mombasa with the hinterland countries.
So these are important health issues, and the corridor has a central and critical role to play in all this. But the corridor is not all about diseases. There is much more. The corridor is also an artery for cultural exchange, for trade and development, for economic development, for infrastructural development, for regional coordination, and even regional unity and solidarity.
Tatu City has been appointed as the regional office and national contact point for the World Free Zones Organization. The appointment recognizes Tatu City's Special Economic Zone's leadership in advancing SEZ's development and economic transformation in East Africa. The appointment was formalized during the 9th African Economic Zones Organization annual meeting in Nairobi. The event, commissioned by President William Ruto, brought together over 400 global experts, policymakers and business leaders to shape the future of African special economic zones. Speaking at the signing ceremony, Dr. Samir Hamuruni, CEO of the World Free Zones Organization, noted that a section of Tatu City both national contact point and regional office is a testament to its excellence.
With the other 11 regional offices worldwide and 40 national contact points, we need a partner that is strongly existing in the country, efficient, track record, and believing in our organization vision and mission, which is empowering zones to be the most somehow active element of the local economy, and empowering zones also to help countries to deliver the sustainable development goals.
The signing of the World Free Zones office in Africa, in East Africa, in Kenya, and particularly in Tatu City is a big deal for us. Why that is important is because it's been a long journey trying to bring in ways we can collaborate, work together and learn from each other, from international best practice, and there's no better partnership to have than the World Free Zones organization based having their regional office in Tatu City.
40 women and girls have been killed since last year in Kakamega County, and no case regarding the killings has been prosecuted, at least according to the activists. Speaking during a march commemorating the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, activists acknowledged the government's effort of trying to tackle the issue, but argue it's not enough, even as they called for more action and justice to the victims of both femicide and gender-based violence.
Mambo ya femicide, ukichukua data hapa Kakamega, zaidi ya wamama na watoto pia ndani, si wamama peke yao, wamama, wasichana, yani female, zaidi ya 80 wamepitia kwa hii mambo ya femicide, na tumepoteza watu 40. Na ukiangalia sana, juzi tulikuwa huko Kwisero, tukaona mtoto mwingine alikuwa amerepiwa, ametupwa juu ya nyumba. Sisi tunasema we want to end gender-based violence. Tunasema femicide ifanye nini? Ikome.
Lakini tumechoka kusikia maneno. Tunataka kuona action. Tunataka kuona kama ni ukweli rais anapeana direction, nani ambaye anafanya. Tunataka kuona watu wameshikwa, wampelekwa mahakamani, na wale ambao wameathirika wamepata haki zao.
Disabilities should be included in all programs. They are always left behind. They are raped. We report to the police, but we have a challenge with disability. The budget is too big. And in 2023, we confirmed there are 3 disability women that were raped, and now numbers are increasing. Government should be responsible in protecting our people with disability.
Elsewhere, tea farmers in Kirinyaga County's Zone 5 have been called upon to prioritize harvesting quality leaves to boost market prices and annual bonuses. Directors stress that the disparity in bonus payouts is directly linked to the quality of tea delivered. Speaking at Ndima Tea Factory's annual general meeting, Zone 5 chairperson and Ndima Tea Factory director John Midhamo emphasized that failing to follow the standard of plucking 2 leaves and a bud has negatively impacted farmers' earnings. He announced a resolution to reject substandard tea leaves to protect dedicated farmers producing high-quality harvests.
Sasa umesikia kutoka kwa kubwa wetu, nikiingia huko kwa field
because tumekubaliana,
tumeweka mikakati na policy ya kureduce cost of production, na jambo hilo moja la cost of production tumefanya ni kupunguza yale management fee yenye tunacharge mkulima kuangalia hiyo majani chai. Tumeitoa kutoka 2.5%, tumeilete sasa mpaka 1.5%. Hiyo 1% ni pesa mingi, kwa sababu ukilinganisha na ile matokeo, ukiangalia kwa matokeo utakuta kuna shilingi milioni 21 ambayo hii factory ya Dima itaweza kunusuru kutoka kwa KTDA.
Lakini sheria ambayo imewekwa inapeana nguvu ambazo ni za TIBOD, nguvu ambazo ni za katibu wa ukulima na nguvu za mkulima. Na nguvu yote imewekwa kwa mkulima hata katika constitution. Imesema article 1 inasema kwamba nguvu zote ni za mwananchi.
Tumesema ya kwamba wakulima wetu tumekubaliana ya kwamba majani yetu ni quality namba 1, quality namba 2, quality namba 3. Ile nyingine tumepitisha ya kwamba tulifanya uchaguzi wa KTDA farmers wote, na tumekubaliana ya kwamba uchaguzi mwingine utafanywa 2027. Sasa uchaguzi yenye mtu mwingine anafikiria kufanya aende akafanye kwake nyumbani.
Even as students in public universities grapple with catching up with the academic calendar following the recent lecturers' strike, it is a joy for those at the East African University, which is marking its 7th graduation. According to the university's Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Academics, Professor Thomas Senaji, conferring of degrees should not just be a one-day event, but should involve nurturing and presenting the next generation of leaders who will drive sustainable development and positive societal transformation across the region. He further notices that balancing careers and studies, and more so for distance learning students, can be challenging, but a conducive environment comes in handy in facilitating the same.
Kwa majina naitwa Otieno Calvin Ezekiel kutoka School of Education, Combination Mathematics and Geography. Nimefurahia sana kwa siku ya leo kumaliza na kwa approach ku graduate. Nashukuru Mungu kwa wakati huu. Naweza soma hapa bila pressure ama changamoto nyingi ambazo wengine hupitia huko nje.
My name is Cindy Katete, graduating with a diploma in human resource. I've been reflecting about my journey at the East Africa University, and I'd like to say that I'm grateful and it's been a great experience. As an e-learning student, I have had quite a journey.
We have enjoyed tremendous growth in our programs, in our student numbers, and also engagement with the community. And we are very pleased on our 7th graduation, where we are also having another. Our numbers have grown over the years as a result of very, very close student focus, faculty who are committed, and also the administration who take matters of students seriously. We are also improving on our delivery of academic programs, and that has been a very important approach to attraction of students.
Well, K24 News takes a short break at this point, but we'll be back with more updates in a short while.
Follow the champions on the home of football. Watch the latest Man City content exclusively. Full match replays, extended highlights, coaches' interviews.
The target is not to win the Premier League, it's just, okay, next game, try to win it, this is what they have to do.
Players' interviews.
In general, the quality has been high and it's been good.
Behind the scenes and more. Every Saturday at 1 p.m. only on K24, the home of football.
Baada ya kutumia damu ya Yesu na mwili wa Yesu Kristo, shine, 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 you shine and you shine, and just in the name of Jesus.
I will love you without condition.
Oh yeah, Nairobi, Kenya comes alive on the 7th of December 2024. At SK, the Dome Jamhuri Park Showground from 7 p.m. as the sensational Register Etana will be performing live at the Good Vibes Festival. Tickets are now available at ticketyetu.com. Advanced regular tickets are going for 2,000 and 2,500 shillings at the gate. Advanced VIP tickets are going for 4,000 shillings and 5,000 at the gate, while VVIP tickets are going for 6,000 and 8,000 Kenyan shillings at the gate. Ingia, ticket yetu na ushike tiko yako leo. Come and have some good vibes.
I'm not the sort of person who falls in and quickly out of love. But to you, I give my affection right from the start.
Welcome back. Let's move on. Farmers in the South Rift region are facing devastating losses as a massive invasion of quelea birds ravages wheat and barley fields, threatening food security in one of Kenya's critical bread baskets. The situation has left many farmers in despair, with some reporting losses of up to 70% of their crops. Unlike the locust invasion, these birds are directly targeting food crops, leaving farmers with little hope of salvaging their harvests.
Kwa hivyo tunalilia serikali ama Ministry ya Agriculture waweze kuja kutusaidia, kwa sababu ile faida kidogo ambayo tungepata ndio hizi ndege zinakuja kumaliza. Kama shamba kama hili tumeona 70% already it is destroyed. Ni kusema for the next 1 week or 2 weeks hiyo 30% imebaki wataumaliza.
This is the current situation in the South region. Farmers left devastated owing the invasion of quelea birds. Edward Kisei, another farmer, expresses concerns about the financial implications of the crisis.
Tayari tumetumia pesa na ngano zimeangamizwa na ndege. Wakulima wengi tayari hapa wameshalima mashamba yao kubadilisha kupanda chakula ingine kwa kuangamizi wa ndege.
Kama tujapata suluhisho, hii ni shamba ambayo harvester haitaingia na itakuwa hasara kwa huyu mkulima.
Sisi wakulima huwa tunatumia ile loan ya kupanda ngano. Isipothibitiwa tutakuwa na ile changamoto ya kuweza kulipa zile loan.
The losses have forced some farmers to consider drastic measures.
Kwa haraka iwezekanavyo, wakulima wameumia, wanalia sana. 78% of farmers wameumia, wanaenda hasara.
The farmers are now calling for urgent government intervention to prevent total crop loss.
Kwa hivyo tunaomba serikali iweze kutusaidia, kwa sababu tukikosa kusaidika hizi ngano hatutakuwa na chakula, hatutakuwa na ngano ya kutosha. Kwa hivyo tunaomba msaada wa serikali iweze kutusaidia ili tuweze kumaliza hii kero ya ndege, kwa sababu wamekuwa wengi kupita kiasi.
Kwa hivyo tunaomba serikali yetu ifanye juu chini iweze kutuletea dawa ambayo inaangamiza hizi ndege. Hizi ndege kama mmeona tayari kama saa hizi ziko. Ukifika masaa ingine zinaenda zikiongezeka.
Some farmers have resorted to desperate measures, such as hiring people to blow vuvuzelas all day in an attempt to scare away the birds.
Saa hizi kama mnasikia masauti, wakulima wanajaribu kutafuta njia ya kujisaidia. Mnasikia fufusela zikilia kwa mashamba ya watu. Hiyo fufusela inailia kutoka saa 11 asubuhi mpaka jioni saa 12 wakati hizo ndege zinaenda kulala.
Fufusela ambayo ni costly kwetu, inaumiza, inachokesha, leba kulipa watu wa kupuliza. Kama kwa eka 100 unaweza kuwa uko na watu 5 ambao wanahitaji fedha kwa kila siku.
The farmers say that the invasion was not just a local issue but a national crisis, warning that reduced harvests could lead to higher food prices, increased reliance on imports, and significant economic challenges for the region, which is already burdened by debt. Edwin Mbogwa, K24.
In the spirit of rebranding Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, Techno mobile manufacturers and outside have joined hands to put a plane which is meant to showcase the tourists the kind of wildlife that the country has. The partnership is meant to improve JKA in terms of beautification and also improve the scenery as its main gate to the Kenya. The art further gives JKA an international look, which is the first among African countries.
Little gift.
Away into North Rift, Western Kenya, people who use air.
We have spoken to KQ. They have willingly.
I think by the grace of God, my team at AdSite, a massive 737-200 plane. We built a pond with a fountain and surrounded the place with animals, welcoming all tourists into Kenya and saying a farewell as they leave Kenya. It's the first thing they see when they enter Kenya, or when people enter Kenya, which is amazing because it speaks to the people and it speaks to what Kenya is about. Kenya is known for its wildlife, it's known for the Masai Mara, and it's a little bit of taste of everything in one roundabout, and that was our aim.
We are reaching quite a number of customers so that we are visible out there. Everyone is able to see or associate with Techno. So that is why we launched this project, to make sure that all the passerbys, if you're coming in at the airport, if you're leaving, if you jetting in at the airport, the first thing that comes top of your mind is Techno, which introduces you to the best smartphones that you have in the country.
Vivo Energy Kenya has embarked on a nationwide consumer campaign to showcase the fuel additives technology. The campaign takes a behind-the-scenes role in differentiating the product through additivation process on the fuel brought through the G2G initiative. According to the farm's commercial manager, Mark Senteo, the fuel technology is designed for enhanced engine performance, ensuring that customers get the best out of their driving experience.
Then saa hizo ndio
kerosene ndio inatumika. Mimi naangalia niko na hizo apparatus.
How sure are you that the fuel you're buying is the right quality? This is the reason why you buy fuel at a Shell station, because the product is tested, approved, and trusted. Now, the reason why it's trusted is this. We have gone not just beyond the kerosene finder, but you actually have what you call a quality marshal in every single Shell station. That person's sole work is to make sure that that product remains as it. That's actually why we say it's trusted. We have a lab across the country. Every single delivery, we pick a small sample and we keep it to make sure that we not only just know the entire batch, but you know every single delivery. That's the assurance that we have. It is the one reason that I would actually compel you. Trust Shell, because all we do is to ensure that the fuel that gets into your car is of the right quality and it is already tested, approved, and trusted.
Well, that's just about it for K24 News. Thank you for making time for the segment. I'm Alan Owino. Our Zen language interpreter for this session was Walter Asere. Do have yourselves a lovely one.